your smart information tracking app across Microsoft 365 and this new beautiful logo. And okay, it makes sense if you treat lists as a tracking, info tracking app in Office, in Microsoft 365. But I see a lot more potential in this app and more area to use this, not only for tracking information. Okay, but start from demo because my slides are okay. Slides are slides, boring slides. So you can find. I will zoom it a little. You can find lists as an app in your Office on Microsoft Office 365 portal. Okay, and there is a beautiful new icon list, and if I click this, the page will open a main lists home site, home screen. This is home for all of your lists. So it's very important, all of your. So we have a recent list here, section, favorites, if I favorite something, and new list button, and we start and create a new list. So we can create a blank list, but it's okay, boring. We can use Excel file and create a list based on Excel file, Excel columns, data, and we can use existing list if you have any in SharePoint or maybe in Teams, and build a Microsoft list based on your existing list. Too many list words here, but you can also use templates. Templates are very a good option to start and to play with lists, to look how it works, what you can use, because we have, as you can see, 8 predefined templates. Currently, we can't create our own templates, but I think it will change soon. Okay, so let's start and create. Maybe travel is not popular right now, so maybe content scheduler. So we have a small preview here. So there's color, there's some formatting inside, images, and you can use template. Content, it exists, so I will use one. We can change color, maybe icon, and it's all, but there's also a Save To button. And using this Save To button, you can select where you want to save your list. By default, it's called My List, and I won't change it for this. Currently, we will talk about that later. So create, and 2 seconds later, we have fully working list in lists. So what we have here, full screen list with some scroll here. The top bar is from Microsoft 365, so we have Microsoft Search, my account, etc. There's some small toolbar below that, and the rest of the screen is our place for our data in list. There's a new button. Okay, the form, not so pretty, but okay, very simple form. Content scheduler. So let's say I create a new entry here, post about to my session. Yeah, some description. I can select status here, some dates, publish day, this. Okay, some maybe content type. It will be a social media post. Content image. Okay, I will add some image here. I have test images probably somewhere. Cars. I have got a lot of cars. Publish link content. Okay, that's enough. Save this. And boom, our new item or entry in our list is here. As you can see, it's already formatted. You don't need to go inside this item to see the picture. There's a small thumbnail. There's some colors in this. That's good. If I click this, the same old or very classic form show our data. I can go and edit this. That's okay. So basic form. But I will add one more to show you something more. Post video on YouTube, maybe. Yes, I will change that to ready to publish. Some dates and some image. Come on, this one. This time this car. And again, we have a new item, new information, different color this time, and picture here. And what we have, what's that's very special in this list? We can filter or sort. We can filter this filter by window. What else? We can group by, so I can group all items by status this time. So it's I can select one status or two. I can ungroup this and then create more and more items and then filter it, select one by one. Or there's also option to switch views. I can edit this current view, maybe add some more data or remove. I can also drag and drop one column and move it to the other place, and it's automatically saved. So I don't need to go to any other page and modify view. I can work exactly from this view, move this, or I can even add a column. Let's say what? Choice. Okay. Type, whatever. And the first thing you can see here is that if I select choice, automatically have no colors assigned to each choice. So type what? Type 2, type 3. If I add one more, there's different color, type 4. And I can, of course, remove this, or I can change the colors. Okay. Green, this one, maybe this one. Okay, so there is type 1. And if I go and select this type from the form, let's say type 2. Okay, there's a colored filled with predefined color that I selected before. And if I add another column, let's say this line text, there's no option for formatting this because it's text, but we have another option to to work with this list view. If I go here and select all items, this and there's a format current view option, and this is, I think, one of the biggest or the most important feature in this list, because we can easily, without knowing any programming language or scripting language, modify our view. I can alternate row styles, or I can conditional formatting. I can create rules if something, some text is equals something, then color this by this and other rule, and so I can create a more complicated rules. But there is also an advanced mode. If I click there is no window when you can input or create your own formatting in JSON format. So it's for advanced users. But if you work with SharePoint online lists, it inherit the same JSON formatting options. So it's the same parameters, same options. So you can copy one JSON from SharePoint list to this Microsoft list, and it will work the same way. Okay, so we created a list. Good. I can add new items, add my content scheduler, very easy. There's, because it's predefined template. If I need, I can add more fields for my list, more columns. If I need, I can edit this entire list in grid view, so it's like an Excel. So I don't need to press a new button and enter item one by one. I can copy it from Excel file, for example, and paste here, and it will automatically be saved. I can, of course, export this entire list to Excel. There's also options for automate and for power ups. Okay, so and now I go back to my, so it's very, I go back to my slide in a second. Okay, so we have a home page, templates, very cool feature, but only 8 currently, and we can't create our own. We can create lists from other lists, from Excel. We have formatting options. And now it's very important to understand how it works, because SharePoint lists, this application, is based on SharePoint Online. So Microsoft List is based on SharePoint Online Lists. So it's the same, but with new and very enhanced and cool looking view. If you take a look at the URL, so there's a Marcin workplace site, so it's my OneDrive, and there's lists and name of that list. What does it mean? It means that all your personal lists that you create will be saved in your personal OneDrive as SharePoint lists. Okay, so if I go and click this option menu, there's list settings, and boom, we're in old, very good known SharePoint list settings. We have the same options here. We can create columns in old classic mode. So from the SharePoint list settings, if this old school, more very basic view, and we can manage all of every single settings on this list. So we can create a content type, we can remove lists, set permissions for this list, enable or disable versioning for items, and create new views for this list. So behind the scene, Microsoft Lists, it's a simple SharePoint online list with enhanced view. So for end user, we have this very cool view with a lot of nice features, nice options to work with. And from administrative perspective, we have old school or classic SharePoint Online settings for lists. So it's very important to understand that behind this cool view, there's classic SharePoint list with its pros and cons. So we can use advanced features from SharePoint list, like content types, create multiple content types, but that's not all, because we can use also form settings to create custom form. Not InfoPath, but of course I can use, so I can customize the form, Microsoft List form, using Power Apps. So I will get the same feature that I can use in SharePoint Online Lists, and I can create a feature-rich and powerful form for my list using Power Apps. But that's not all. I can also add some automation for my lists using Power Automate and all of these features. Okay, good. So I can create, as a user, I can create, because everyone can go to his own office.com portal, click lists, and create his own list, and then this list will be saved in his blank in his my lists space. It means in his OneDrive. But there is also option to save list in other places. In fact, you can save your created your new list directly in SharePoint Online. And now we will switch to SharePoint Online and see what Microsoft List changed in SharePoint Online lists, because there are some changes. Okay, so let's go to my what? So I create a new list. Maybe issue tracker. Yeah, and I will, let's say, finance. There's a test site, finance. I will click create, and here we go. We are in my SharePoint sites finance site collection, and there's a new list issue tracker and the same new cool view. I love that view because I don't have any left-hand navigation, and there's more space for work with my items. And most of the time, well, we love to create lists with a lot of columns, a lot of data, so it's easier to work with huge workspace without any additional navigations. So there's new cool view, great. But if I go to my site collection, I open it in new tab. So this is classic SharePoint site, team site, nothing special here. There's this issue tracker, and if I click directly from SharePoint, we have the same list, the same issue tracker list, but in this modern design look, but without that list additions. So there's no icon, there is left-hand navigation, and it looks a little bit different. Yeah, with different new button, different colors, but it works in the same way. So if I go here, add new item, same new issue with Teams. Okay, it will appear here. Yeah, so it's the same, but there's first, but this SharePoint list created in lists inherit all of these cool features for formatting options. There's a blue new status, and if I go to classic SharePoint view, there's also this new this blue color here, and I can go and set here. It would be much better. No, on this list. If I go here and there's format current view, so I have these options for formatting, and if I go to SharePoint view, there's also format current view, and I have the same formatting options as for Microsoft lists. So now we can use these new formatting options inside SharePoint list or in Microsoft lists. It doesn't matter where, it will be displayed the same way. And we have also the advanced mode with JSON formatting options, and here the same JSON formatting options. So we can use new options for SharePoint list or for Microsoft list. So it doesn't matter which view if we create list from SharePoint or from Microsoft list. It doesn't matter. It will inherit the same formatting options. But there's one more thing. If you look at the URL, there's all items.aspx page, and there's a parameter env equal web view list. And what happens if I copy that parameter and paste it here? Boom. The new look, the new Microsoft list view appears on my existing list. But okay, I created that list using list, so I will create a new SharePoint list directly from SharePoint lists. Let's say view, and I copy it here And again, we have the same options, the same look and feel as for Microsoft lists. And I created that list directly from SharePoint. Okay, there's nothing special, so you can easily convert any SharePoint list to this new looking type of view. But that's not all. What's funny, if I go to documents, so it's document library, and add this parameter, I will get my document library in this new Microsoft list view. And it worked the same because I can add columns, add formatting options. So there's format current view. So it doesn't matter if I want to use SharePoint list or SharePoint document libraries. I can switch them easily using this URL parameter to a new cool looking view. So we can add this env equal web view list to any our existing SharePoint list or SharePoint libraries, even if we use document sets. I tested it yesterday, and it works. So we can show any SharePoint list to our users in this new very modern, very cool looking view. And it's much easier to work with this view because there's more space. You can put more data on it, and you can easily, or every user can easily go there and create his own columns, modify formatting options, etc. And it will inherit the same look and feel like personal lists saved in user's OneDrive. So it's consistent across all applications. Yeah, so it's Microsoft List is based on SharePoint Online List. So behind we have fully powered SharePoint Online List with content types, columns, views, etc. If we save our own personal Microsoft List as our personal list, it will be saved in my own OneDrive. Yes, we can use, because it's based on SharePoint, so we can use columns, content types. We can click power-ups and use power-ups forms for new entries. We can use flows. Yeah, it was SharePoint Online, and yeah, we can use that URL parameter. It's pretty easy, but we can use it. We can use it for lists and for document libraries as well. And we have the same formatting options like in Microsoft List, so it's very consistent. We don't need to try to use different views from different places. We can use one consistent view for our data in our Microsoft 365. It does not matter when we store our data, or even if it's list, it's document library, it doesn't matter. It will look cool. Okay, so that's for SharePoint. And now I think that the most important part is that Teams. There's a dedicated application for Teams. Okay, that's our team. That's great. And there's a finance team. Come on. So Microsoft prepared a dedicated app for Teams. If I click this plus button here and search, I don't need to search, there's list application, and it will add application to my team and offer the same options like Microsoft List app from office.com portal. So I can create list or add an existing list. I will try to add existing list. I have this issue tracker. And boom, this is the list that we've created already from Microsoft Lists app, and it's embedded inside Microsoft Teams directly without any. And what's very important, look closely, there's no additional navigations, there's no options, menu, etc. There's pure list. So we don't need to waste space for any navigation options, menus, banners, whatever. It's pure list with where we can edit grid view or maybe export to Excel. We have also open in SharePoint if we want to switch to and make some advanced or set some advanced settings for list, but for work we can use this Teams view, and works the same. I can create add new formatting directly from here. I can add items in the same way. So I have this time this full screen form, but I can add it the same way. And I will show you the sessions. Okay, predefine this. We use this Microsoft List app for Teams to build our schedule for this event with some formatting options. And it's cool. It's really cool because now we can use SharePoint list inside Teams in very, very easy way. We don't need to know. I can go there before or without this Microsoft List app. I can go, or I must go there and create website and embed my SharePoint list, or use SharePoint app and add a page, let's say home page, but it shows us full site, but I can embed here a list. It's okay. Maybe not this, but lists, issue tracker. Currently it shows the same, but without that app, it was old classic SharePoint view with navigation. So it was okay, but the match this view, this Microsoft List app for Teams is much better because we have a dedicated app for lists, and it doesn't matter if we use if we create lists in SharePoint or old SharePoint, I mean in modern SharePoint, or in Microsoft List, it will show the same way with same formatting features, same sorting features, and same views, etc. It does the same look and feel, and it's pretty fast, and it allows users to really start using lists inside Teams. So I don't need to switch to SharePoint again and to work with SharePoint list because it was more features or was more space. Now I have fully powered my SharePoint list using Microsoft List inside my Teams. So that's great. If I go and create, let's say, I must go to my apps. This one. Open in SharePoint. Okay, there's so I have the full options for creating any view, and lists have some additional views, but not this one. If I use, I will quickly create a new list and show you how to what will come, but this will be event sessions. Asset manager. Okay. Yes. And we have also a gallery view, but I don't have any items. Item 1, maybe some photo, or maybe not. Okay. And this view in Microsoft List allows us to view all of our information as a gallery. So if we store information, let's say about products with some additional pictures, images, we can use that pictures or images to be shown on this good looking view and to quickly navigate through all of our items. Or we can go and switch back to our classic old school list view. But go back to Teams, and if we use that gallery view here, it will be available in SharePoint or in Teams. So it's the same same options here. Yeah, so that's Teams. But there's one thing about Microsoft List app for Teams. This app works only inside Teams as a tab. So I can't add full screen app for universal for all of my teams. If I go there and click more apps, and I must find lists, yep, and add to a team. Good. So I must type a channel. So I must find a channel where I want to add my list. So I cannot use that app as universal app for entire teams. It must be connected to some team. But why? Because if I go and finance, you go and add this again, and click lists. Yes, like create a list from scratch, from blank. List from teams. Okay. Good. And if I go and check and go to SharePoint and check where that list is hosted, so this app create automatically my list inside my team SharePoint site collection, because it's tightly connected to Teams, so it will create a list inside Teams site collection. So it's important. And if it's private channel, if you use private channel, it will create this list inside that private channel. So we can go and check how it works. I create what's add channel? Yes, private channel. Make it private. Yep. So it's private channel, and I can use list inside my private channel. So it's good to know that we can use it. Private channels list. Okay, created. And if I go and check where is it hosted, so it's in finance private channel site collection. So it's hosted directly in our private channel SharePoint collection site collection. So that's why we can't use lists application for entire teams. It must be connected to specific channel inside specific team. So there's no cross you can't use cross channels or cross teams application, because it will automatically create in currently opened channel inside very specific team. Okay. And my presentation is gone, but why? Okay. The SharePoint in Teams, dedicated app for Teams. That's very cool. Only for tab, only for tab for specific channel, and list is saved in SharePoint Online Sign collection assigned for that team, and if it's private channel, assigned for that private channel. And there's no menu, only data, so it's very great feature for me. I don't need to work with left-hand menu if I don't need to. So what's next? Because it's a very new app. It was rolled 2 months ago, I think. And so there will be an iOS version for this. That's good. So I will be able to use Microsoft List from our mobiles. That's good. There will be offline mode. That's very good feature, and I think that this offline mode will be connected with some internal projects from Microsoft to allow us to work with a very large volume of data. That we'll see, but there will be offline mode for lists. We will be able to use undo redo for if we make some mistakes. That's very cool feature. There will be better forms out of the box, so we'll be able to add footer, header for our forms and some other formatting options without using Power Apps. So there will be more options to out of the box. There will be calendar view. This calendar view will be also you can use it in SharePoint. That's very, very cool for me because there's current calendar isn't good. I see a lot of potential to make it better. And rules, there are rules coming. So currently we must use Power Automate to make any automation or rule to if user enters some data, check that data and make some action. But rules will be very much simpler than Power Automate. So we don't need to create full flow in Power Automate, but there will be a dedicated window for creating quick rules for our list. That's very cool feature. Also, we will be able to use mentions in comments in lists. That's great. So like comments in Word or Excel file. But that's only some of the new features coming to lists because it's brand new app, and I think there's a lot of new features coming in upcoming months. But what's most important for me that we can start, or you can start using lists ad hoc from your current work. So you don't need to, or user don't need to, or a regular user doesn't need to use or has a SharePoint site collection to create custom lists for his projects or etc. So every user can go create his own list for storing some information for his project, maybe for his work. So I don't need to create task list or some other list in my notepad or ask IT for site collection. No, I can create my own list inside Microsoft 365 without any overhead from IT. IT just enable it for me, and I will go create my place for data, use that list, format, share, work with it, and maybe close, archive, and create a new. That's very, very cool because everyone can use lists as a place for storing information. Affect standard SharePoint Online list views? Yes, because now SharePoint Online lists get all of these features that lists bring to Microsoft 365. So we have easier formatting options. We can use this new modern or list view inside our existing SharePoint list or SharePoint document libraries. So that's very cool. So we can create consistent look and feel across our intranet portals, product sites, etc. And there's more space to work. So I love this concept because I have more space to work with my data. And listing teams makes sense currently. Why? Because now it's much easier to use lists, SharePoint lists inside Teams. So it's great way to start using lists in Teams using that brand new app. So we can work with lists, create. We have the same formatting options as for list app. And there's really a lot of upcoming and really significant features that will come to lists in upcoming months. I think that a lot of features will come in next 3 or 4 months. I checked the list for yesterday, and there were 30 items on that list. So there's a lot of features coming soon. Some of them are currently in testing preview and some in development stage. But I think that we should, or you should take a look at lists and see how it works currently and check what's coming, because it's it can easier your current work or future work. Okay, so that's all from me about lists. Questions? Are there any questions? Is there any question?